All right, we are back, and I think we left off at Amy explaining her haunted house, and then she saw something.
So I like to sleep in the living room, especially during midterm. So I'm always crashing in the living room, always sleeping. And one night I slept in the living room. Um, so I had my head towards the window, so my leg is towards little hallway where it goes into the kitchen and into the main rooms. And then I was half asleep, half awake. So I was like, maybe it's just a dream, but I don't know. Like I saw her screaming at me, this young blonde girl in a white dress screaming at me. Um, but I don't know what she was telling me though. She was like, all I could see her was like screaming, shaking her head, shaking everything, and I was like, what? And then I woke up, and then I didn't see anything else. And then it's not the first time I had a dream about her. This I had another dream that I was in my room and then massaging my mom. It looks in my dream. It looks everything was the same, and then all of a sudden the ceiling fell off, and then a body rolled out, and
That's
it
so
was
dramatic.
covered. Yeah, and it was. I knew it was the lady, and it was covered in a white like a bedding sheet, and then I thought maybe I was just you know dreaming too much. Yeah, they like
But that is a thing, though.
That's what my mom says.
That's a lie.
Yeah. Oh, really? When I'm full as heck, I be dreaming things.
Same. Yeah.
Okay.
I
I don't
feel
think
like
he physically meet me a lot.
I know, but it happened.
It happens.
Yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah, it does
I
happen.
thought maybe that was the
Yeah.
case, but then this one time my nephew was in the basement with my brother, and then it was a little darker down there, and they're playing, and then he was like, "Uncle, who's that lady in the corner?"
Yuck.
Yeah, and I was just like,
That's
"Oh
scary.
my freaking god!" That he validated that I what I was dreaming and seeing was real,
Mhm.
because they say kids see stuff.
Yeah. When little kids say things, they
Yeah.
are the scariest things
Uh-huh.
ever.
And
Oh my god.
so that validate for me
Yeah.
that what I dreamed of and what I saw was real, because when I was sensitive during that time, and I was telling my family like what I was experiencing, and I felt like they were just making me as a joke, taking me
Mhm.
as a joke, and
Mhm.
calling me crazy and stuff like that. But I'm just like, whatever, I'm telling you
Mhm.
what I'm experiencing. And even when we told my dad what was going on in the house, all the banging noise, he didn't believe us. And then my mom works their shift, so he got slapped on.
Oh my god, of course. Anybody who makes it below
Yeah,
that
he got slapped on because
happens
he
to
didn't
them.
believe us. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't know if my mom got slapped on because she didn't really tell us.
Yeah.
Um, but there are times where she'll just come into our room randomly and sit with us.
Making sure she's safe.
Yeah.
She was scared.
Yeah.
My kiddo said something scary before he left. So like okay, he sleeps. He's like a night owl. He has been sleeping at like what, like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. We're not bad parents. That's just how it is. He just wakes up really late. But anyways, so I'm okay. So we're in our room. I'm sleeping because I work. So I'm tired as heck, and my husband does not work, and so he stays up with my kiddo, and then all of a sudden my kiddo's like pointing to the closet, right? And he was like, ghost, right? And I was like, oh my God. Oh, I was still awake too. And he said ghost. But then the thing about him is he associates ghosts with like, like Coco Melon ghosts, like the white. So I was like, okay, maybe he just sees a sheet in there or something. That's a ghost for him. So I actually didn't think too much about it. I was like, okay, cool. Stop talking, kid. I went to sleep. And then this is like 3 a.m. now, so I'm still sleeping, and he's still up with his dad. I think the lights were still off. We keep a little lamp on, so there's some light in the room. But then he freaking points to the window, and we have our windows open at night, because we like the moon, that natural light coming in. I don't. I'm scared of it, but my husband does. So anyway, so he points out the window, and then he was like, look, right? And his dad looks and he's like, Mommy's walking outside. And we're on like the freaking second floor, right? And I was thank God I wasn't awake. But then my husband was like, "What? Are you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah, mommy's walking outside." And then my husband goes, "She's right there. Like, mommy's right there sleeping." And I guess how my husband said it was that, like, my little baby looked at me and was like, "Oh," and he was confused. And he was like, "Oh, okay." And then he kind of just switched his thought to, "Oh, okay, mommy's sleeping." So that to me was like, I don't know, it was bizarre, but I guess I wasn't scared of it. I was more scared, like, like, I heard this from somebody once where, like, you're more scared of your kids seeing things because you don't want them to see those things. So then you're scared that they are seeing those. It's not like you're scared of the ghost. It's more, you just don't want them to see those things.
It's harder to help them because you don't know what they're
Yeah,
seeing.
exactly. And plus, he don't
Yeah.
even, he knows, like, what, like 30 words?
Yeah. 'Cause my niece sees stuff too. And then I'm just like, my sister would tell us, and the first thing I ask her is like, what did you do that day? Because you've been in this place for a while, and my niece didn't experience those stuff. So what did you do that day? Because this one time she told me that my niece said there was something in her room, this, like, lady in her room, and then she got menulu rumah, and then my sister didn't realize, so my sister was like, just go to your room, and she cried because she didn't want to go. And then she finally told my sister what was in there, and then my sister told me and my younger sister, and then I asked her, like, what did you do that day, because you never had that experience before. And she was like, oh, they were talking about ghost stories at work.
Oh my God.
And her workplace is pretty haunted too, so I was like, I think something followed you guys home. So
Oh my God.
and I told her straight up, it's hard when your kids see stuff and you don't know what it is, but
Exactly.
if you guys didn't invite it in, you have the authority to make it leave. They don't belong there.
Oh my God, that reminds me, like, this one time I was driving home and my kid was crying hysterically, like, it was crazy. And then he paused and all of a sudden he started screaming and pointing and stuff like that. This was in my car. And I forget where we were coming from, but it was like late at night. I was so freaking scared. Like, I felt like something was behind there with him. And I immediately was like, in Hmong, I was like, if you are in here right now, you're not invited. You need to get out. And then as soon as I said that, like, he stopped crying. Like, I swear to God, he just stopped. It was so creepy. Nobody believes me. I'm those, like, wife in the scary movies that don't die, Yeah.
Your husband just think you're crazy.
Yeah, he's gonna be. I always joke that he's those characters that have, like, a dumb death, like they just fall down the stairs and they die because they don't believe their wife.
I'm just like thinking, like, all those movies that we see where little kids, they tell their parents, like, oh, there's something in my room, and their parents are like, oh no, there's nothing in your room. It's like, do you even believe your child? Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, if your child is so scared of something, let them sleep with you.
Yeah.
Like, there's obviously something that's scaring them and freaking them the heck out, that they are just so terrified. Like, be the good parent and like just let them sleep with you, or just let them, like, comfort them or something, or sleep in the room with them. Like, oh.
Yeah, when my youngest sister, when we were still small, we were still at the house that we bought that was haunted. Everybody had a story. So she got her hair pulled.
Oh
Yeah, because she was coming out from my mom's room, and I was sitting on the stairway, so like I had like first audience. So she got her hair pulled, and I saw her go back, and then she started crying.
no.
And then my brother was sitting and on the sofa closest to her. My mom, they were on the sofa too, but they didn't see shit. But they blamed my brother.
What you do?
They're like, he pulled her hair, but like my sister, like
Just to not like scare you.
yeah, just to scare
Yeah.
everybody else. But like my sister knew,
they
even
probably
till
said
yeah,
that
even
to
till this
not
day,
scare
she
you
knew
guys.
something pulled her hair.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, like she was adamant that something pulled her hair, and I was like, yeah, I saw. It wasn't my younger brother, because he couldn't pull your hair. He was like on the sofa, and you were coming out from the room, and your head wasn't even facing him.
Yeah. Your parents probably said that to cover up.
Yeah, because my stepmom's a shaman too, so she knew there was stuff
Oh
in
my
the
God.
house. Yeah, because after we moved out, she was like, oh yeah, this place has one, this place has one. And I'm just like, great.
Yeah, my old house I grew up in the east side of St. Paul. like like you said that yours started after you guys maple pauna. Like you guys were making a lot of
Yeah.
noises.
Yeah.
So my mom said that when we moved into this house, nothing really happened until we got older and we started making noises. So apparently the story is that when as kids, when we went to go see the house, we didn't realize anything different about it. But my parents said that when we went and did a walk through the house, in the basement, there was all of these handicap like stuff for like some like a kid who needs help. So there would be like railings or like little poles and stuff to like help like the person like walk and stuff. But we as kids, like I said, we didn't realize that. But my mom and dad was like, maybe we shouldn't buy this house. But then they're like, okay, we are putting an offer in. Let's see if it goes through. And then the offer went through, and they're like, okay, maybe we should pull out. And then they were like, oh, you guys can't pull out anymore. It's too far. So then they're like, okay, it's fine. So we moved in. Everything was fine. And then my mom said a lot of things happened when we got older and started making noises. Or like the law said, like, paper paw.
Yeah.
So nothing personally happened to me. And a lot of the things that happens in the basement. So my parents think that someone or a kid like passed in the house because the things that people see, like the entity, is a little child. So one time when my brother and them were, he was in high school, older brother was in high school. Him and his group of friends came over and they decided to like have a little party in the basement. And in our basement we also have like a bathroom too. So it's like the laundry room, the main room, a bedroom, and then there's a bathroom there as well too. So they were having this party, and then two of his friends needed to use the bathroom, so they went to the bathroom. And when they opened the door, like when you open the door, the first thing you see is the toilet, and then it'll be the shower and the sink, which is on the side. So they opened the door, and on the toilet was a little girl sitting there with her head down. So they're like, they opened the door, the little girl was there, her head was down, her hair blocking her face, and they were like, who the hell is that? Like, we didn't invite, like, who is that? Because they had some girls over too, so they weren't sure. And so they're like, but that girl doesn't look familiar. So they like slowly closed the door. They walked over to all my brother and their friend, and like, we gotta go.
Time to go.
Like, time to go. And they're like, why? There's someone in your bathroom. And so then their party started and ended so fast.
Oh my god.
But yeah, a lot of creepy things happen in that house. Like my sister like will randomly get stuff thrown at her. And then she said that one time she decided not to go to school because she was sick. And the moment she heard, because she went to school before we did, so it was me, my older brother, and then my younger sister. We were in the same elementary, so we went to school at the same time. So she said that the moment she heard us leave, so the moment she heard the door close, her door swung open. Her bedroom door swung open. And then in her room, there's two beds, so one for her and one for my other sister. And then she heard the door swung open, and this little kid was jumping on the bed, the other bed. And then, yeah, so she was like, oh, it's just like jumping and like giggling. And then she heard like go off, and then it jumped on her bed.
Yeah, I know. That's why you don't skip school, kids. Okay.
Yeah, and then, so then she tried to wake. She didn't get sleep paralysis, but yeah, she was like, it was the most creepiest thing. Like, all of a sudden, she was like, she know it wasn't us because she heard us like leave the house already. Yeah. So then she like woke up and she was like, I just went to the living room and watched TV.
Yeah, I would too.
The current home that my mom they're living in, when we first bought it, when I closed my eye, I kept feeling like something was watching me. Like you could see, like when you close your eye, you see like shadows and stuff. Yeah, I kept feeling that something was like watching me, like peeking over, even with my eye closed. That's how I felt. And then I could kind of like vision who it was, so I knew it was a man, an older man. And then they didn't believe me because I was like, I think there's somebody upstairs.
No one believes.
Yeah, nobody
I know.
believed me. And then I was like, I think it's the older man. And then when we are sitting in the living room, we can hear a footstep upstairs because the main big room upstairs is like right under where the living room is. So we were hear footsteps. And I was like, I swear there's a man upstairs. You guys don't believe me. And then when I think we were there for about almost a year, and we asked an aunt to come and onisha con mama because she was still getting sick. She got very sick when we were in that pink house, the one that we experienced the most stuff in. She got really sick in there. So when we moved out, we were trying to fix her. And then this aunt was like, oh, there was an old man who died here and he's upstairs. But I got rid of him. He left. And I was like, see? And when she was done, I was like, see, I told you guys.
Yeah.
I wasn't going crazy. Like,
Right.
I swear, there was somebody upstairs. Like, because I told my brother them, I was like, he's going between my room and you guys' room. Like, he's, like, very comfortable upstairs. Because I knew it was a man because that house was designed for a very tall people. Like, the cabinet was so high. The microwave was very high. So, like, what I was seeing seems like it was an older gentleman, and it seems like it was a Mika guy because he was pretty high too.
Just taller.
Yeah. But yeah, seeing things are not fun. I don't want to see.
But a lot of time, OGs, like, or people in general say, like, when you see it, you don't realize what it is.
Yeah.
So you're not scared when you see it, but, like, moments later, when you
think back.
finally realize what it is, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I just
What did
experienced
I
that.
just see?
Yeah.
And because it doesn't feel real enough sometimes. Yeah.
When I was little, I don't know what it was. I don't think I understood what ghosts was either. Like, I was little. I was like in elementary or something. But then I was babysitting. You know how Asian families are. Kids babysit kids. So I was one of those kids babysitting like littler kids. But anyways, we were left at the house. So I think it was me and my older sister. We were the oldest. And so we all slept in we were babysitting my older sister's kids. And so we were in their house, and their house is next to, if you live in St. Paul, it's next to the Jackson Street Cemetery. Yeah, I forget what it's called. Oakland. Yeah. So we were next to there. I didn't know what cemeteries were. I didn't know what ghosts were. But then, so it was weird because I think I was the first one awake. It was like early, and I decided to go look out the window. I don't know why I did that. But I went to go look out the window, and all of a sudden I hear like something behind me, right? But then like, okay, there was a door behind us. It was closed. And I look at the door, and the freaking knob like turned, and it just opened. And then it closed again. And I was like, okay, like what is that? And then at first I didn't think too much because I was a little kid. I was just like, okay, it's just opening, closing, whatever. And then it did it again. It like opened and then it closed again. And then I froze because I think I was scared. I think that was my first time that I was like, holy crap, like, am I experiencing something that's, ghost related? So it did that like a few times, and I swear to God, I think I just froze because I was so scared. And then finally I like worked up the courage to go to my older sister to wake her up, and I was like, oh my God, look at the door. And we were just both in bed looking at the door because we were like little kids. We didn't know what to do. It kept opening and closing. And it like sometimes it would like swing like halfway, and then it would swing close again. And so it was just so strange. And then finally, like, our little niece wakes up. She's tiny. She's like 2. And she runs to the door because she doesn't know what she's doing either. She runs to the door and she just like flings it open. And we were like, oh my God. We were like, is something going to pop out? But nothing popped out. We checked it out. We finally like went out of the room to go see. The first thing we did was we checked if like a window was open. There was no freaking windows open. We checked if the like AC was on or like some heating was on. I don't know, something, any type of wind, but there was none. And this is like the top floor. I don't even know what was going on. I don't even know if it's a ghost. I don't know if it's just a house malfunction or something like that. But it was so creepy and scary to me. I don't know. I didn't sleep in that room again. We still slept over, but then we slept in like their other rooms, very far away from that room. It was, I don't know. It was weird. It was
Was
creepy.
it just that room?
That was the only, yeah, that was the only time like experienced. I didn't see anything, but that was the only time I experienced anything in their house. But then that was also the only time that we were like kind of left alone, you know, because all the adults, they went to work, and then it was just me and my older sister left to babysit all the little kids. But yeah, they never left us alone again. I don't know if I forget if we told them or not. I feel like we did, and maybe that's why we were never left alone again. I don't know. Yeah, it was strange.
I have a story about again in college. When I was freshman year theology class, and really creepy old building, right? Where we like took English class. I forgot what the place was called. The building was called, and my theology class was like during like the evening, and like a great professor, very sweet. He loved getting to know like other not just theology, but like knowing like shamanism, other stuff. And we always felt that there was something else in the room with us, because we have those like old, air conditioner by the window, that's
Wait,
attached to the
did
window.
you say theology?
Yeah, theology.
Did you take theology with me? I
I
forgot.
don't know,
Oh.
but I don't know. I don't think you were in there because,
Okay.
anyways,
I remember
this
somebody-
this AC would like there was like with the you are like the only, sometimes you're the only Asian person in there.
Yeah.
And like I would always sit in the front, but all the makeup people in the back, like they can feel that there's something there, and like
Wow.
there's something like making noises. One time all of a sudden there was just a loud noise in the room. He had invited a Native American woman, very similar to like Hmong culture and stuff, and she like blessed the room and everything. She took some sage, and she wasn't gonna mention it, but then like she mentioned something, and like this big boom by like the AC dropped, and it assured us that that there is something in that room, because like ever since she blessed the room, like nothing else happened. But before then, like you can tell that there's something wrong in that room. It was just so creepy. Right? And then like even it's not just you feeling it, like everybody else felt it. And then when it was blessed, then it was fine. But thankfully we never saw anything. But that building was just so creepy.
Which one was it?
Oh, which one was it? It's
No, I'm
Whippy. Is it Whippy? Yeah.
Oh,
Whippy Hall.
yeah.
It was like really old, like one of the
That
oldest
building is
buildings,
really-
very creepy, very creepy,
We probably
theater
shouldn't.
room.
We
So,
probably shouldn't
I love
mention
that
the
stuff.
school
Okay.
name.
Oh, sorry.
Not okay.
Yeah,
We
but,
shouldn't mention the school name,
yes,
but
yes. But
It's
if
a
you know,
building.
it's a
I know.
building. It's a building. If you know,
it's
you
okay.
know.
Building name's
Creepy.
okay, but
Oh,
not the school
so
name.
creepy.
Watch, everybody who knows what we're talking about is gonna be creeped out.
Anyone who lives here would know.
Yeah.
They
I
might know.
That
They're gonna go
building
search.
itself
they
is
might
just
know.
so creepy.
I think all the buildings are creepy.
Yep. That old building. What was that? The one where they did like a Harry Potter themed room.
Oh, the dorm.
The dorm room. That one was really old, and I heard a lot of stories about that one, but I don't remember quite what the stories were. But there were a lot of stories about that building. Yeah. Mhm.
School was fun.
I didn't really experience much in
Same.
college. I had a lot
For
of fun.
me, that was it.
Yeah.
I mean, I had it when I took. What did I take? I took like biology of women,
Mhm.
in the science building, and like we were at at the very top floor where like the cadavers were.
Oh yeah. That's
Oh,
right.
you guys! Like I never, I
That's
never
right.
think too much about it, but
Mhm.
like thankfully it was like a day class. But then like I usually don't have issues going to the bathroom, and this one time like I went to the bathroom, and like you guys, like literally there was nobody in the bathroom except me. Okay,
Those bathrooms
But,
are kind of
oh,
creepy.
but then I decided to take. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't go into the first bathroom. I went to the second stall. Okay, and then like I was using the bathroom, and I was like grabbing toilet paper, and I like looked down, and the stall right onto the right, there was a
This conversation will resume in part 3. Thank you for listening to Mix in the Dark. I am your host, MaiYang. Mix in the Dark is available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast series. If you have a story that you would like to share, please send it to myxinthedark@gmail.com. If there's a story that you really enjoyed, feel free to hit up my tip jar on Venmo. Just search Mix in the Dark on the business tab.